What's up, guys? It's Messed Up Sweet. Right now, I'm checking out the deadly war in South London, Battle for Croydon. This is a video by Skyboy, so go check him out, man. Go like the original video as well, man. Yeah, I don't know anything really about Croydon, man. I don't know like which gangs are from Croydon, rappers, whatever. But yeah, we'll see what they're saying in this one, man. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the way to 1,000 subs, man. Help me get there. Let's go.
In the second largest London borough, Croydon.
Okay, so it's the second largest.
Croydon is a borough in South London. As a borough, Croydon has widespread areas of significant social deprivation, with large parts among the country's 20% most deprived areas. Some smaller areas, mainly around Thornton Heath, have been measured as being in the
I've heard Thornton Heath before, though. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Some smaller areas, mainly around Thornton Heath, have been measured as being in the 5% most deprived areas of the whole country.
Damn, 5% most deprived in the country.
As being in the 5% most deprived areas of the whole country. See, Croydon is a town known for its markets and great places to eat, from amazing artisan foods to artsy attractions. Croydon is the perfect place to explore. However, underneath all the arts and glamour, what lies in Croydon is a battle for the borough, a war that has caused a bloodbath in the streets.
Croydon crime stats. Violent crime 28.5. Damn, it's the biggest one as well. Vehicle crime, other theft, burglary. I can't see the difference between antisocial behavior and public order, though. Which one is 21%? They look the same. But yeah, either way, man. The majority is violent crime, so that's a bit crazy, man.
Today I'll be diving into many of the gangs which play their
I would like to see a map of like London to see like what's next to Croydon and that.
part, as well as looking into the
Okay. So Croydon is number 2. Okay, so it's like suburb. Yeah, I don't know how to say the number 1. But no, that's like Peckham and stuff, right? Okay. Sutton, Bromley. Yeah, I don't know a lot of these. Lewisham is close as well. Wandsworth. Yeah, okay, there's some of them I recognize.
Politics as to why things are the way they are. Okay, there's a very evident divide in the borough, causing different sets to link up and beef each other. On one side we have STK, White Horse, Fifth, VP, SBV.
I don't recognize any of these, to be honest.
And on the other side we have #O, Double O, RT, and Splash Set.
Yeah, I don't know any of these.
And then we have gangs like G Lane and RG.
It feels like I've heard G Lane. I'm not sure though.
Beef gangs from both sides I mentioned.
Now STK is a gang located on Shrublands estate.
They are known for beefing most of Croydon and holding it down. They are part of the LPW Alliance, which stands for Little Patch World. White Horse is a gang located in White Horse Road, also CR0 postcode. They are fairly under the radar with only a few members. Now Fifth is a gang based in South Norwood, SE25. They are mostly known for their most famous rapper T-Way, who has made huge...
Oh, that's where T-Way's from. I've never known really where he's from, to be honest, but okay.
SE25. They are mostly known for their most famous rapper T-Way, who has made huge strides in the UK drill scene. They are also part of the LPW Alliance. Now VP is a gang located in Valley Park, also in the CR0 postcode. Majority of you would have heard of their most famous rapper being SL, who went viral
Oh, damn. Yes, I'm learning from this vid, man.
for his drill classic Gentleman. They also have rappers coming up such as B1 and Yin Yang.
I don't recognize those.
SPV is a gang located on Selhurst Estate, SC25. They have a few rappers such as Handy and LK. Now for the other side of the beef, we have Double O, which is a gang located on Fieldway Estate, CR0 postcode. Splash Set is a gang located on Bensham Lane, CR7 postcode. Now hashtag O
Having CR7 as a postcode is kind of cold though.
is a gang located on Bensham Lane, CR7 postcode. Now hashtag O is a gang based around Leyden Street, West Croydon. They are mostly known for their older drill songs by people such as Floss and Tugsy. As for G
I don't recognize those.
it's a gang located in Fulton Heath, CR7 postcode. They are known mostly for their music and descending from the original Croydon set called SMN. Their most famous rapper is Young Fumes, who
Oh yeah, I've heard him. I think.
was a pioneer in the UK wave scene. He also has a track with Little Dirk.
Oh damn.
Now 25 is a gang based in South Norwood, SC25. They are most known for Trap Times 10, who has done big things in the music
Oh. Yeah, a lot of these rappers I did not know they were from these areas, to be honest.
scene, racking up millions of views, and is probably the most successful Croydon drill rapper after SL. Now speaking of
Yeah, but would you call SL a drill rapper though? Probably not.
most successful Croydon drill rapper after SL. Now speaking of 25, a member known as D Rose who repped them would have issues with a few
D Rose.
STK members. So much that D Rose and his family would move out of the Croydon area because of this bitter animosity. D Rose, real name being Andre Adiremi, was planning to travel back to Croydon to run an errand. His enemies, upon learning that Andre was due to return to Monks Hills Estate, South London for a visit, would arm themselves and plan a hit.
What you got for them? Huh? What you got for them? Well, listen, yeah, tell Monks Hill and the rest of them, yeah, money habits, shanking habits, yeah, watch.
Yeah, I don't understand this type of stuff, man.
Listen, yeah, tell Monks Hill and the rest of them, yeah, money habits, shanking habits, yeah, watch.
Now on the 16th of August 2016, STK members travelled to Monk Hills Estate where they spotted Andre. The group, carrying knives and a metal pole, chased him down the street before catching up and launching a brutal attack. They then got into a white vehicle and drove off. Andre fell to the ground where he was stabbed and kicked until he was unconscious. He was taken to a South London hospital but died later that evening from his
R.I.P. man.
injuries. One of the STK members, known as Seller, attended Croydon University Hospital with knife wounds to his head. When asked by police how he had sustained the injuries, he was uncooperative. Seller was subsequently arrested. Police investigated the murder, found 3 knives near the scene which had been thrown from the car, while a metal pole was found with Andre's blood on it and Seller's DNA. CCTV footage and clothing comparison also led police to tracing the 3 suspects. Seller and Mukasa were arrested a day after the incidents and charged with murder. Zawahi was arrested on Sunday, August 21. Rodney Mukasa, 20, and Ali Zawahi, 19, were both handed life sentences at the Old Bailey for the murder of 19-year-old Andre Adiremi. Now Fabio Seller, 19, was sentenced to 16 years after being convicted of the lesser charge.
I'm 16 though for the lesser charge. That's still a lot.
Of manslaughter. The 3 men, all from Croydon, carried out their attack on an aspiring rapper following a long-running feud between him and Seller. After the death of Andre, aka D Rose, 25 became known as Rose Gang in his honour.
First tonight, it's an unimaginable loss, losing a child. But then one of your son's killers posts a video online from his prison cell, seemingly mocking his victim. That's what happened to a mother from Croydon.
The boy A-Books come a long way from skin fades.
This is Ali Zahawi, a convicted killer. He's filming himself in prison.
Still Locked up, boxed
You know, it could be worse, I could be dead kind of thing. It's like, you've actually killed somebody. So, you know, are you like deliberately trying to make a laughing joke out of what you've done to my child? So I was quite angry, and then I got really emotional actually. It was like crying, because why should I still see your face and not see my son?
Now, a hashtag O member known as Tugsy, real name Akeem Moore, was a 22-year-old rapper and father of 3, all under 4 years old. Now, on the 7th of October 2016 in East New Road,
Father of 3 at 22 is crazy though. But yeah.
years old. Now, on the 7th of October 2016 in East New Road, Croydon, Tugsy was sat on a grass verge chatting with friends. Suddenly, a shooter pulled up and shot him in the head at point blank range, execution style. Police and paramedics rushed to the scene, but despite efforts to save the young musician, he was pronounced dead at the scene.
R.I.P. man.
Neighbours in a modern estate of family homes described hearing 2 shots at around 11:25 p.m, which they at first thought were fireworks, before Mr. Moore's friend cried out for help. A friend was cradling his head in his arms as he bled from a gunshot wound to his temple. The gunman fled the area and remains on the run. The murder remains unsolved till this day.
Oh damn. Still not caught.
Now, on the 31st of October 2016, an SPV member known as Scotty was set upon by 00 members. Scotty had been with friends in a park in Croydon when Jack Harvey, who was 16, led a group of masked attackers armed with knives, baseball bats and a screwdriver.
16 as well. Yeah, that's mad, man.
In selecting Scotty and 2 other men as their victims. 8 attackers had arrived at the scene in 2 cars, armed with a variety of weapons for the planned attack, which just took 2 minutes. They then drove away. Scotty was left to die in a pool of his own blood.
Another one. R.I.P. man.
Having been chased through a pitch black park and stabbed with a screwdriver before having a knife fatally driven into his neck.
He was known for his big smile and made friends everywhere he went. The tribute from the family of 22-year-old.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they always say that though. It doesn't matter who it is, it's always this type of... But yeah, it makes sense though. The family still sees him like that. Now, I don't know what this guy has done or not done. And R.I.P. either way, man. But yeah, it's always that type of stuff on the news.
For his big smile and made friends everywhere he went. The tribute from the family of 22-year-old Scott Kuibitra, who was stabbed to death in Croydon on Halloween. Today, a week on from his murder, his family visited the place where he was killed to appeal for any witnesses to come forward. Anna O'Neill has been speaking to them.
Can you imagine? She went to his other son's house. When she reached there around 8:30, they got a phone call saying that her son has been killed. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you?
Harvey took part in a savage attack in which played the leading role. He selected the victims and gave instructions to his fellow attackers. A court heard. At the time of this horrific crime, he had long left his parents and was living in a secure care juvenile care unit.
His parents exposed him to a criminal lifestyle fueled by crack and alcohol. Some people shouldn't be parents, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Had long left his parents and was living in a secure care juvenile care unit in Wallington. He broke his curfew to travel to Selhurst and commit murder. By that time, he had already amassed 26 criminal charges against him. The path of criminality, which would end in tragedy, was laid out from the start, according to barrister Michael QC, who defended Harvey at the Old Bailey. Harvey's father was in prison from the now convicted killer's earliest childhood, and the young Harvey was under the care of his mother, who drank heavily. Social services would intervene to try and arrange for Harvey's care. At 10 years old, now released father came back into the youngster's life when his mother was in turn sent to prison. While living under his roof, Harvey witnessed his drug-abusing father smoke crack cocaine in the house. Harvey was tried and sentenced for his part in the killing alongside 21-year-old Jaleel Rose. Judge Sarah Monroe said Harvey had been exposed to the criminal lifestyle of his parents, but did not accept this as an excuse. She sentenced Harvey to 19 years in prison. Jaleel Rose was given a minimum
I didn't know before that they gave like these heavy sentences to like people under 18 in the UK. But yeah, I guess, man. Over here it's weak as hell, man. If you're like, I'm not sure if it's under 18, but at least if you're under like 16 or something like that, you get like 4 years for murder, man. And you're out probably in like 2. And that's for killing someone, man. That's a bit mad in my opinion.
Life sentence of 25 years in prison. In 2017, G Lane was known as CR7 and they were heavily linked with Valley Park. A 15-year-old known as Jets, real name Jermaine, was a part of this link-up. Now Jets was an aspiring architect and engineer.
15.
On the 8th of August 2017, during the summer holidays, after an evening with friends at a cinema, Jets was ambushed by Mark Hughes of the hashtag O-Gang, armed with knives in the Fulton Heath area. Jermaine was stabbed 7 times with a fatal wound to the femoral artery of his right thigh. Despite efforts from bystanders and emergency services, Jermaine bled to death and was pronounced dead at the scene. The crime occurred less than 100 yards from his home. Jermaine's death received international
R.I.P. man.
National attention and opened a conversation on the impact of drill music and the increase of knife crime across London. Jermaine's case was influential since it was one of the first cases to highlight YouTube and drill music as evidence for the murder. After Jermaine's trial, Director of Public Prosecutions Max Hill stated that violent social media posts must be used by prosecutors to crack down on gangs. Jermaine's death has been a point of reference for calls to ban and sanction music that may initiate a threat of violence. The circumstances of the attack had been predicted in lyrics penned by Junior Simpson, who was also known as the rapper M-Trap.
If there wasn't that video or those videos posted on YouTube, I highly doubt that Jermaine would be buried right now. He would be here right now.
On the 8th of January 2018, the trial for Jermaine's murder took place at the Old Bailey. 4 out of the 5 youths were convicted on the 14th of February 2018. Adam Benzahi, 21, will serve a minimum of 22 years. Samuel Oliver Rowland, 18, a minimum of 20 years. And Junior Simpson, 17, a minimum of 18 years. Saskia Hay Elliott, 18 of Croydon, was also found guilty, but only of manslaughter and was sentenced to 12 years and 6 months. Now remember how I said CR7 and Valley Park were well linked? Well, CR7 members felt Jermaine was abandoned by the Valley Park members present, and this is what broke them apart and caused the issues we see between them today. CR7 also became known as G Lane. Little Patch was a 5th gang member and was loved in the Croydon community. Sadly, on the 3rd of April 2018, emergency services were called at 12:03 PM on Shadwell Pierhead, which is off Glamis Road in Tower Hamlets, East London, to reports of a body seen in the River Thames. Metropolitan Police officers, London Ambulance Service paramedics and the Royal National Lifeboat Institutions all attended the location and discovered the body. The body was Little Patch. Who did it is still a mystery. However, S-Town/STK members and 5th members linked up under Little Patch World, and this is how the Alliance LPW formed.
R.I.P. man.
T-Way gave him a shout out on his song Anglo-Saxon where he says, "My little bro P done run up the whole high street, he was a effing captain." Now 17-year-old Little S, real name Damani Marge, was a kind and loving older brother to his 2 siblings who looked up to him and loved him. He was a responsible young man who worked for a children's entertainment company. He was an easygoing man with many friends who loved and respected him for being funny, kind and supportive. Many people said he was innocent, however others saw him as a White Horse affiliate. Now on the 8th of March 2020...
Yeah, you gotta watch out who you associate with, I guess, man. It's like we hear in every song, like a friend of a friend, hello, a friend of a op is a op. So yeah, I guess, man. But yeah, it's still crazy, man.
Saw him as a White Horse affiliate. Now on the 8th of March 2020, Damani was on his way home from work when he was drawn into an altercation with a G Lane member known as Y. Grinner on the number 130 bus in South Norwood at about 8:30 p.m. Damani sadly suffered a knife wound to the neck. A bus passenger performed resuscitation on a victim who collapsed bleeding on the street in front of the Monkey Puzzle Day nursery in Whitehorse Lane. Police and paramedics arrived, but he was pronounced dead at the scene.
R.I.P. man. Damn, it's a lot of people that's been killed in this. Yeah, man. Sad, really.
20 minutes later. The attacker, also 17 years old, was later arrested and charged for his murder. The Old Bailey heard that the defendant was alleged to have tried to snatch Damani's gold-coloured chain as the boy lay dying. Given evidence in his defense, the youth had denied intending to kill Damani, claiming it was an accident. He told jurors that he carried a large hunting knife for his own protection and only got it out to warn off Damani, who he had been aware of. Jury deliberated for 27 hours to clear the youth of murder and the lesser alternative charge of manslaughter. The defendant, who cannot be named because of his age, was found guilty only of possessing an offensive weapon. Now Damzi, real name Damari Roy, was a...
So what did he get then?
The defendant...
He only got sentenced for carrying an offensive weapon. That doesn't sound like a big sentence.
Who cannot be named because of his age, was found guilty only of possessing an offensive weapon. Now Damzi, real name Damari Roy, was a Whitehorse member. He was currently dating a woman who had a very jealous ex-boyfriend. Byron Wine, being a jealous ex, plotted on Damzi, and in July 2021, Damzi, who was just 16 years old, was attacked as he cycled in Fulton Heath. After he was stabbed, Damzi managed to climb into a passing van with the hope of those inside. It was there they discovered he had a significant chest injury. He was rushed to hospital, but later died. Byron
R.I.P. man. Damn.
Wine, 20, of Grenby Road, Croydon, was arrested in the days after the attack and was later charged with Damari's murder. Now Croydon Crown Court heard that Wine became motivated by jealousy after Damari became friends with his ex-girlfriend and formed a fatal grudge against the teen. He was caught on camera on the back of a moped, circling Damari with a knife in his hand before launching the fatal attack. The evidence against Wine was particularly strong. He was on bail for another offence and was wearing an electric tag which not only registered the times he left his home and arrived back again, but also pinged every time he passed another house with a tagging device monitor installed. The jury also heard that on the day after...
So that's how the tags work. I've heard in songs people saying like they ride out on tag and that, but that just sounds crazy, man. Because I thought they could like literally see where you are anytime. I guess it doesn't work like that then.
...a house with a tagging device monitor installed. The jury also heard that on the day after the attack, Wine received a call from his ex-partner where he admitted being responsible for stabbing Damari. Byron was found guilty of...
What a dumbass, man.
...of murder following a trial at Croydon Crown Court and was sentenced to life with a minimum term of 28 years. Now on the 1st of July 2021, STK member Els, real name being Cameron Smith, he was on the Shublins estate when two Splash Set members in Rumdat and Jay Luce attacked him, stabbing him a total of 8 times with a zombie knife in front of his own mother in their home on Bracken Avenue.
You say in front of his mother?
With a zombie knife in front of his own mother in their home on Bracken Avenue. The two attackers were arrested and charged for his murder. Judge Michael KC told the Old Bailey this is yet another harrowing and depressing tale of gang-related violence, culminating in a barbaric killing of a young man. He said Smith's mother had desperately tried to ward off the attack. The judge said in giving evidence, she told the court she was begging attackers to kill her rather than her son. Smith's mother had been left broken-hearted by the loss of her only child. Ringleader Romain Lapierre, 20, received a life sentence with a minimum term of 28 years for the murder. Jordan Shuko, 19 of Wembley, was convicted of manslaughter and jailed for 15 years. Now YSD, real name Jermaine Coles, was a 14-year-old boy. On the 18th of November 2021, Jermaine Coles was outside a chicken shop near West Croydon station. It is here where Marcus Walker, an STK member, stabbed him to death with a zombie knife. Marcus Walker, aged 17, appeared at the Old Bailey. The court heard Jermaine had died in a senseless attack. Prosecutor Caroline Carberry, KC, told the court it is clear that Jermaine Coles did not stand a chance. He could offer no resistance, he was unarmed, he was on the floor, and he was totally vulnerable. He was stabbed a total of 7 times by Marcus Walker in a senseless attack of extreme ferocity. Now Judge Sarah Monroe said Walker had attacked a 14-year-old mercilessly, and the victim
14 as well.
must have been terrified and in agony. Showing a lack of remorse, he wrote about the murder in rap lyrics while awaiting trial, saying, "Even if the youth was a civilian, I will still rewind and chef his back."
What the fuck? Even if he was a civilian, I would still do it again. What the hell, man?
The victim's mother, Laureen Dudek, described the failure to deal with Walker's knife-carrying habit as a missed opportunity. She said had it been addressed earlier, he would not have had the opportunity to go out and kill. Young males get caught with a knife, the knife gets confiscated. Within an hour, they get another one from Snapchat or social media.
There is no sentence
RIP, like I said before as well, man.
which I can pass, which can relieve the pain and loss which you caused. Nothing can bring Jermaine back. No term of years can even begin to compensate for his family's loss. Would you stand up, please? The sentences I pass upon you are as follows. For the murder, detention at His Majesty's pleasure. The minimum term before you will be...
Is HMP Her Majesty's pleasure? What the hell type of name is that on prisons? Her Majesty's pleasure. What the fuck? I didn't know that. I thought the P was for prison, man.
Detention at His Majesty's pleasure. The minimum term before you will be considered for release by the parole board will be one of 19 years. You will not be released when you have served that minimum term. Indeed, you will only ever be released if the parole board consider that you no longer pose a risk of harm to the public.
Now G1, real name Tyrese Miller, was a member of the 5th gang, and on the 4th of April 2023, G1 was on...
That's not that long ago. Like 6 months ago.
Croydon Road near the junction with Beddington Lane in Mitcham when he was shot dead. Manuel, 19, of Garrett Lane. Kavan Morrison, 18, of Swain Close. Armani McClyman, 20, of Camden Way in Fulton Heath that is. And finally, Denzel Quateng, 20, of Parkway in New Addington. All 4 men have been charged with the murder of 22-year-old Tyrese Miller and await trial. And this brings me to the end of the sad story of Croydon. As usual, I send my condolences to the family of everyone I mentioned.
Yeah, RIP to all of them, man.
Special shout out to Cold Blooded Steppers for helping me make this video. Go follow him up on Instagram. Also, make sure to like the video and subscribe as always.
Yeah, go like and subscribe, man. But yeah, this one's crazy, man. It's just, yeah, it's sad to see all the guys dying, and especially with how young some of these guys were. And at the same time, the killers just get locked up for like 20-30 years. So like, what's the point, man? So yeah, obviously, like I've said before, I haven't lived that life, so I can't say like what they should do. Because yeah, I mean, you grow up in it, so it's probably all you know. But yeah, man, it's just sad, really, man. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, man. I'm out. Peace.